answered in the market via a product or a service. This is called gap analysis. If you look at as a tool, gap analysis is nothing but identifying what is not existent in the market and what does the market require. While we are still on the topic, this strategy is otherwise also called as, after identifying the gap, after developing the product according to the gap needs, after commercially marketing the product or the service according to the gap. Now this kind of market entry is called market pull. Market pull is nothing but there is something that the market requires and you're making that for the market and you're launching it in the market. And there is something, most incremental innovations are all transcend into products, that transcend into products or services are, they end up in this zone. And there is another concept called technology push or market push. Market push or technology push is usually done with radical innovations. Radical innovations that hasn't been done before. There is nothing like that in the market. Like for example, if you look into how cell phones have launched themselves into the market, that is a radical innovation. And there had to be a lot of push into the market. You'll have to make the user understand how to use the cell phone. You'll have to make the entire framework, the entire ecosystem be conducive for the launch of such innovative technologies or products. It takes a lot of effort. But if you look into the broader picture in the current Indian scenario, can we afford market push or technology push? It is very unlikely. Today we are playing the catch-up game. The catch-up game is we are already powerful, a soft power nation, and then we are now considered as one of the top nations who are focusing on innovation and entrepreneurship in their civil community. So, for example, మనం తెలంగాణలో చూసుకుంటే కూడా TSIC, the governing framework, Telangana State Innovation Council, Intinta Innovation and a program, అంటే దాని focus. Imagine when a government is focusing on innovation in every nook and corner of the house, that means this is a conducive environment, a very far more conducive environment than comparatively any other state that we are dealing in. For example, we have recently talked as number one ecosystem for startups and entrepreneurship and innovation in comparison to Bangalore. We just pushed ourselves ahead. So now we have spoken about innovation, we have spoken about entrepreneurship, we have spoken about technology pull or market pull. We have spoken about technology push or market push concepts. And at the same time, we have also spoken about radical innovations and incremental innovations. So now, and we have also spoken about the international framework and where we are standing in the conducive market, I should say, in the conducive startup market, I should say. So now we will understand the context of innovation and entrepreneurship in the student communities. So why student communities? So today, these guys, you guys are the mentors for these brilliant minds who are observing problems of current day, and then who are observing problems of the local scenario. For example, I've spoken to a couple of students from Badruka College once. And now those people have come up with, hello, am I still audible?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Hello, could anybody prompt me if I'm still audible? Yes. So those students came up with wonderful ideas. You know why? After my session, when I asked them to identify the problems in their communities and offering come up with a product or a service that can offer a solution to those problems, they have come up with brilliant ideas. For example, one girl spoke about wastage in function halls. Why? Because she lives close by. She sees every day, and there is so much food that is being wasted in function halls. And while she thought, Why can't the same food be given to NGOs or people on the streets? Now she has identified the surplus, and then she also identified the fact, and she also identified there is nothing like that in the market. And she also came up with an idea, okay, why don't we start a bridging NGO that connects these function halls? When there is a food surplus or food wastage, they go to these function halls and carry this and given it to the NGOs. That is one brilliant idea. Now that is the problem that she saw in the market, in the she saw in her surroundings. Now that being said, there is this another girl who came up with an idea of GPS navigational tagging to mobile to existing two-wheeler bikes, mopeds especially. That improves the security and safety and accountability of where the particular student is, and the well-being and the safety of it to the parents or to the principals or whoever. Whoever it has to be reported in terms of emergency. That is one thing. And another guy came up with an idea. The problem that he identified was he was going on a bike on a very long tour, and then there is nothing. His bike broke down, and he had to face a lot of problems. Yes, that is a problem, right? For 50 or 60 kilometers ahead, that way or this way, there is nobody who can help him during such event. Now he came up with a startup like towing vehicles services. Wherever the bike breaks down, like towing vehicle services, now this guy wants to start mobile mechanic services for problems like that. Where they can go. Wherever the GPS drops, wherever the request is called for, and then do the required repair, and then pay for it. Charge for it. They're ready to pay for it. So in those scenarios, people will be ready to pay for it. Now imagine. So this is after my session when I did not prompt them anything. The context, if you are looking at it, about innovation and entrepreneurship, gap analysis, and new product development, new services development, they are all just around us. Except they need to be students need to be taught this framework of thought process. How a problem has to be identified, how a problem can be rectified, and the given skill sets or the given know-how of how to build a company around solving that problem. Now that becomes a startup. Now, in doing so, they will come across many further problems in product development, in service development. For example, I was talking about Pakodi and Politics. I was talking to this founder of Pakodi and Politics. Now, he's a quick service restaurant, a cart-based quick service restaurant, food and beverages startup. Now, he has scaled up to about 11 units today. He has offered 7 franchises and he is operating 4 units all by himself. And he is doing pretty well. But let me tell you his story as well. When he started, he wanted to accommodate the entire kitchen in a cart. And from the central kitchen, the marinated food will be sent every day on Rapido to these carts, divided in portions. All they have to do is cut the portion. No contact food making, quick service restaurant. No contact food making. Cut the portion and put it in a fryer where it will be process the food and then repackage it and sell it via Swiggy or Zomato. So that is his concept. Now, although he is very clear theoretically about executing this concept, in practical applications, in designing the cart, he had this issue. Now, there needs to be a frozen counter, and there also needs to be a hot fryer. Now, hot fryers and frozen counter, refrigerating compressors, they don't go handy. Now, how to place them? Now, there came again design innovation. Now, based on the design innovation, now he patented his cart. Now, that is called industrial design. Now, coming to the topic of now that we are here talking about industrial design, we will be also now entering into knowing what IP is. IP is nothing but intellectual property. Now the success story of this guy who is operating an entire restaurant on a cart is based on his specific industrial design. Am I audible? Am I still in the call?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. So his entire success story is based on the industrial design. Why can others copy? Like for example, if you're looking at in parallel with the other food and beverages, this thing. If you're looking at the case study of tea world, coffee world, many copy based enterprises have come up. Many copy based come up. Why? Because it is replicable. There is nothing to protect. Now I cannot claim he is copying my concept because I did not protect the concept. There is nothing like that to protect the concept. While here in the industrial in the coming to intellectual property, he has registered industrial design segment, which is an intellectual property. Protecting an intellectual property is really important for early stage startups because that itself is a huge asset. Now, yes, going back to if we are here, we see my way of communication is more of a storytelling methodology rather than bringing in headings and concepts and talking about it. I would like to talk more the scenarios, the real-time applications of it, and such things, uh, real-time applications of it, and then connecting them to the conceptual headings. Now, coming back to the context of the contextual nature of innovation and entrepreneurship within student community, and how we can act as mentors is simple, sir. Identify identify brilliant teams who are working on such similar ideas. Yeah, and guide them through, ma'am. Yes. So and guide them through, uh, stage wise because this is all very overwhelming for a student. He hasn't seen the world yet. It is too complex. Starting a company, registering a company, designing the process mapping, process manuals, compliances. This itself is a huge paperwork, which they will not be. Well, bank కూడా పోయి ఉండదు. I think, to my knowledge. So, Atlanta, it is too overwhelming. So, stage wise, I want you guys to direct each student. First, identify where the particular student is. Is he in the ideation stage? So, was his idea validated by some real-time entrepreneur or real-time startup mentors or real-time mentors in an institutional setting? Or has he already walked through all these processes and then is he developing a product or the service right now? Or is he like in the go-to marketing stage with everything ready, needing marketing support and push support from here on? So we'll have to first identify at what stage he is. Is he in ideation stage, validation stage, acceleration stage, or growth stage, or product development stage, right? Or go-to marketing stage. So based on that, you will be of help to him. So you cannot be of help to him talking about big strategies when the boy is still ideating, when the boy is still brainstorming on how to solve this problem, how to solve this issue, how to scale this thing up, how to commercialize this. Will my target segment pay for my product? Will my target segment pay for my services? During this brainstorming, you cannot talk about go-to strategy, go-to-market strategies and scare him away, right? Because he's in that stage. Now, talking about different types of brainstorming techniques, different types of thought leadership techniques. There is a Delphi technique, there is brainstorming technique, there is reverse brainstorming technique, there is SWOT. SWOT analysis is a brilliant tool that can help an entrepreneur throughout their lifetime. SWOT is nothing but SWOT goes by SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. What are your strengths? It can be applied to anybody, either a person or a product or an organization. Yeah. So, what are your strengths? What are your strengths and your personal strengths, your professional strengths? What are your market strengths? So, after that, what are your weaknesses, right? And then after identifying that, what are your opportunities right now? Right now, I mean, what is the opportunity that you are going to solve? What is the magnitude of the opportunity? What is the scale of your solution? And threat. Threat is nothing but how many competitors are there in the market. Threats are nothing but, if you look technically, sir, because I'm also talking to the people with management acumen already. So let me talk through. In threats, there are business threats, there are organizational threats, there are environmental threats. Environmental threats are nothing but, if you look into a case study like Amar Raja battery, Amaron, it was running in AP for last couple of years, couple of decades, I should say. It in fact contributed positively to the local economy, creating jobs, creating a positive effect in transformational technology. But then what happened there? Immediately, there was a change in political and ecological scenario. So because there are changes in these environments, so that guy had to move his plant to Chennai. So this is called environmental threat. What is an organizational threat? Organizational threat is nothing but your competitions in the other parallel organizations that are working on similar lines. Your competition, leakage of information, leakage of revenue, leakage of product, or lack of accountability, lack of marginality, lack of profitability, unable to meet the milestones. So these are the organizational threats. Yeah, what are personal threats? Personal threats is nothing but how an entrepreneur should be, being more accountable, being more, like a visionary, yeah, and being more delegating. See, as an entrepreneur, you'll first have to sell your idea to people who want to work with you, right? You're already a startup. Finding employees in that zone is very tough. So what do? You have to first envision. You show your vision to these people. You boost confidence in them. You actually inspire confidence in others. So others will trust you and start working on your project or a product or a service that you're developing. Right? So that being said, am I on the call still? Could somebody prompt me? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
I'm on the call, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. So that, and these are threats. Now, after SWOT analysis, there is something called TOS analysis. There is something called matrix analysis. There are too many technical tools that one can learn once they are at that particular stage. So basically, sir, now that I understand this is the faculty development program, I implore you respectfully that first you identify at what stage the particular student is. Only then we can help them well. For example, if a student is already, there is already a prototype, there is already, theoretically it has been proven, there is already the market research has been done. Now the student is looking for go-to-market support. What is go-to-market support? Intellectual property rights registration, patents registration, like, protecting your markets. So identifying the manufacturing partner. Today, there's a concept called white label manufacturing. There are manufacturing units who are ready to help students or any startup to manufacture their product. Today, to manufacturing units, it's not just what they want to manufacture and sell it. Rather, they have restricted themselves as a complete manufacturing enterprise. Rather, they don't want to involve in the marketplace scenarios. Rather, for example, there is a plastic industry close by to my manufacturing unit. So now all we have to do is cut a die. If you want a plastic component, cut a die and give it to him. Yeah, place a minimum order quantity, like for about 1,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 units, and then he will make it for you. You don't need to have your own manufacturing unit today. But that is called manufacturing partner support. There, all you have to do is like simply assembly, right? Assembly, protect it, and do the assembly part and launch it in the market. So, for example, this is what even the entire framework focuses on. In last event, when I went to the T Hub, we have been called from TSIAC, Telangana State Industrial, Industrial Infrastructure Corporation. So we have been because I also own an industry in Cherlapalli. I also happen to be a member of Cherlapalli Industries Association and then also part of Telangana State Industrial Infrastructure Corporation. They have all been invited to showcase their innovations and their prototypes, to identify a manufacturing partner. Now they were asking whoever is interested in taking up this new innovative product into manufacturing, they can take up. These startup founders are ready to partner with them, is what they have proposed. From this angle, if you are looking at it. From this angle, you are looking at it. That apart, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So ఈ రోజు మీకు సొంతగా మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ యూనిట్స్ పెట్టుకోవడం అవసరమే లేదు, ఎందుకంటే కెపాసిటీస్ ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్నాయి. దే ఆర్ ఆల్రెడీ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ఓల్డర్ వర్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రోడక్ట్స్ అండ్ సర్వీసెస్. ఇఫ్ నీడ్ బి మన ఇండస్ట్రియల్ డిజైన్ రిజిస్టర్ చేసుకొని దెన్ మన పేటెంట్స్ కానీ మన కాపీ రైట్స్ కానీ మన లోగో మార్క్స్ కానీ ఇవన్నీ రిజిస్టర్ చేసుకొని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నాక దెన్ వీ కెన్ ఎంటర్ ఇన్ టు white labeling agreement. This process, this outsourcing of manufacturing portion of building an enterprise, this is called white labeling or private labeling, right? So yes, so now this is go to market strategy lo unna student help cheyadaniki ela. This is one way, and giving him a lot of exposure into trade shows, innovative trade shows, and things like that. For example, Max Dental Innovations have created Zirconia Max Crown that has 1450 megapascal strength. Yeah, that is one of the strongest that we could achieve in Zirconia crowns. Everybody must have gone to a dentist, right? So Zirconia are the premium monolithic premium crowns cut out of built out of a zirconia block, right? The issue with that is it is one of the most identical looking crown to the natural tooth, except it does not carry a lot of load. That being said, when we have launched the product in on February 4th of Fandent trade show, there was a humongous response. Otherwise, the team couldn't have achieved that kind of marketing exposure. Trade shows help a lot because people come to innovative trade shows and innovative scientific sessions, right? The target community, the target population itself are very curious about what new things are coming out in the market. Only then he or she comes to a trade show or a scientific session that are usually very frequently be conducted, right? So yeah, trade shows help a lot in exposure. And what else? Let us say it takes now market research. First of all, as an entrepreneur, if somebody is calling oneself an entrepreneur, one must really and completely understand the market, first of all. ఎందుకంటే without understanding the market, your solution might be overpriced or might have overshot the needs and requirements of the market. For example, let us say the market only wants a nut and bolt. Then you have come up with a precision fastening screw and all with such technology, and they don't want that. They don't want to pay such huge money for extremely sophisticated technology that they were not looking for. Their requirement is as simple as a nut and bolt. So they don't perceive it is essential or necessary. So understanding the market is also really important. To what segment market we are catering for. Remember these things, sir. Remember these things, ma'am. STP, segmentation, targeting, positioning. First, we'll have to segment the market, either by commonality, like either by age groups, either by consumer behavior, either by industry orientation. Yeah. For example, that is segmenting. And targeting is how do you target that particular segment. For example, if you look at a case study of ITC is Indian Tobacco Company. It owns almost 80% of all cigarette brands that are being sold in India. But when they are selling ITC paper boat, the beverages, right, or ITC bingo, those chips you're talking about, or ITC kurkure or something, ITC versions of food and beverages, and let us say paper boat, and then let us say the classmate books and paper and pens also. So their target is extreme segments. One is only for adults, only for above 18 people, 18 years old, and one is completely children market. So how do they appeal to children? Being a tobacco company, how do they appeal to children? What they have identified, children usually do not think a lot. They go by the best looking and the best taking alternatives that their pocket money can buy, right? For whatever they want. Now let's say there is Lays and then there is Bingo. And then Bingo has come up with introducing a toy, right? Now Lays might say, I am a pioneer in making chips. I am these things. But that is not what the child will be looking for. He needs a toy. He needs something to eat. And then, those requirements are being fulfilled. That's how Bingo has successfully launched itself in the market, right? So, Kinder Joy as well. They're creating experience. While talking about the product and an experience, product, service, and experience, let me give you this analogy as well. All true value will be created in transcendence of creating a product and then trying to make it into a service and then trying to make it into an experience. For example, if Sprite in a bottle is a product, right? So, in a restaurant, if you go to, where Sprite is beautifully poured into a crystal glass with a lemon wedge and a nice, circular straw, then that is more appealing. Now, immediately that became a service in a given ambience, right? A product is sold for 40 rupees a bottle. A service can be charged for 120 rupees to 150 rupees per glass, right? So, this is the true value that you are creating. Right, the content and the consumer content is the same. Eventually, he is drinking the Sprite only, and let's say transcending it into an experience. Now, immediately Sprite clear and joke in a bottle is an experience that they want to create. Like they after buying a Sprite, opening the bottle crown, and somebody finds a joke, laughs at it, is an experience, right? So experiences can be charged far more than a service. So yes, so products, services, and experience. This is the transcendence there. And okay, going back to ITC Bingo, this case study. about segmenting, targeting, and positioning. That is how companies do the market research and target the segment. Right now, for example, Maruti car never want to Maruti Swift or Maruti cars never want to compete themselves in a premium market. Never. Uh, Forget about Nexa. Nexa is a premium version of Maruti Suzuki cars that are being sold separately as a Suzuki patched Nexa service showrooms. But Maruti cars, they are very clear about it. Right? We don't want to sell it to the rich. We are very focusing on what is the target need of the middle class or upper middle class family. It has to be conveniently easy to maintain. It has to have a lot of space, lot many features. An upper middle class family will have different opinions, definitely. More
Excuse me, sir. There is a pause. Seems.
now,
Hello, sir.
segment. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
It's not clear, sir. There is a lot of disturbance.
Now,
Now also.
uh, audible now.
You're audible, but your voice is not clear.
Voice is now. I'm audible, right?
Still the
Am I
voice
audible now?
audible but not clear. No, sir.
Am I clear now?
No, sir.
Give me, give me a moment. I will entertain you with another. In the meanwhile, while I'm not very clear, I'm driving like really fast actually. Or pay. Am I
Not
Hello?
not clearly.
I'm not clear?
Yes, sir. You're not clear.
Now am I clear?
No, sir.
Okay. Just a furlong, Yes. So that is called segmenting and targeting and about positioning. So if you are talking about positioning, how do you position yourself in the market after being very clear about what segment you want to cater to, after knowing how to target that particular segment and completely focusing on that segment, then we will be looking at positioning. So in the same segment, there will be competition among players in the market. So they position differently. For example, uh, Swift is a small. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Am I audible? Am I audible now?
You're audible, but there is a disturbance, sir.
It is very cloudy. It's very cloudy, and all right. Now I'm audible.
Same, sir. Same.
Same. Okay. Just give me a moment. Am I clear now? Could somebody prompt?
No, sir. No.
Hello. Not clear.
Not clear.
Give me a moment. Just give me a moment.
Hello.
I should be clear now, I think. I'm closer to a town.
Better, sir.
Better, no? Yes. Yes. So, I've been talking about segmenting, targeting, and positioning, about market study, about market research, and how it helps us be more focused on our target segment, right? So, that is one case study that we are looking at. Uh, and Maruti Swift, it definitely knows their target segment, and they've beautifully cracked that. The right segment with the right features, with the right cost, at the right thing. That's why it is far more famous in small cars, more popular in small cars than any other alternatives available. Now, again, positioning. When we're talking about positioning, Maruti car, mana Swift is also a small car, and Mini Cooper is also a small car. Mini Cooper by BMW, right, is also a small car. Both of them are similarly looking, except the requirements there are different. While one is a family car, the other is a sport utility. It's a sports car. It's about 280 bhp in a small car is like a race car or like a go kart. You feel like a go kart, and it is positioned at 55 lakhs or something. So it is almost 5 times more expensive than Swift today, right? Now that is positioning. They can either segment they can either cater their product to a volume segment or a value segment. Again, now talking about volume segment and value segment, there is a tool called CVP analysis. How to position your product, and how to establish the markup price. There is something called CVP analysis. CVP analysis is nothing but C stands for cost of the product, the cost incurred in developing or manufacturing the product until it is being sold, right? That is that C stands for that, and Z stands for volumes of that particular product at which we desire to sell, right? That is the volume, and P stands for price. Price at which include price means nothing but the cost plus the profit that you want to make, right? Is nothing but price. CVP should equal to C1 V1 P1 should be equal to C2 V2 P2. For example, if you're looking at the case study of both Swift and Mini Cooper, both of them are similar looking cars. Both of them are small cars, but their target segments and their way of targeting the clients are different, right? But how do they establish the cost? How do they establish the cost? For example, both companies want, let us say, both companies want same profit, right? That means the volumes the Mini Cooper gets sold is 1% of the volume the Swift gets sold, right? So he has to make money on that 1% sale in the total market. So on selling Mini Cooper to 1% of the total market, he should be making enough money to sustain and run the company in a profitable way, right? So let us say C1, V1, and P1 is for Swift. So C2, V2, and P2 is for Mini Cooper. That is how CVP analysis is done. If you can imagine when I was telling the formula, right? So that is how volumes are decided. That is how the incurring cost is always constant. We cannot change it. अगर आपको ये बनाने में इतना पैसा हुआ तो उतना ही पैसा हुआ ना. So you cannot change that. The volumes that you want to cater to will change, and the profit margin that you want to make on one particular sale will also change. Based on that, your go-to marketing strategy will depend on, right? Now, coming back to segmenting, targeting, and positioning, And going again back to the market study and market research, and going back to the context of the student, context of understanding these tools within the student community in boosting innovation and entrepreneurship there, and helping a student in a stage-wise manner where we could appropriately guide them or help them, right? So from there, if you are looking at it, yes, students are very eager. They want to learn as much as possible. Running an organization is an interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary field, right? It is so different from, let us say, to give you a difference between running a company and working within a company. Although with the same skills, let me give you an example. Doctor coming to a clinic and practicing is called practice. Doctor managing the hospital, hiring other few doctors and then offering the services is running a hospital. Right? Both of them are different. So that is how employment and entrepreneurship will be different. In an entrepreneurship, you need to know who you should deal with. What is the product? What is the cost? You should have basic knowledge of finance, basic knowledge of accounting, basic knowledge of managing HR, right? Basic knowledge of product development, right? And you should be extremely good in one or two core skill sets. The other skill sets that you will be lacking can be hired. Yeah, can be hired or can be, this can be done. Or a co-founder can complement your skill set that you're lacking. Right? That can be done. Team building is also really important. And let me tell you why team building is important in the context of student enterprise. I have built I've never stopped building. Success, failure, temporary failure, later success. I've never stopped building. But I'll tell you, in doing so, I've got great experience in building teams. Experience and lessons great experience and not quantable experience. These are all losses I. For example, as a student, there will be good, right? It's all fun, working with friends, right? Having fun, developing a product, right? So immediately somebody you will all be graduated, right? And then somebody's parents will force them to go to US. Somebody's parents will force them to go to get married, yeah, and you will have your own deviances. That's how teams are naturally broken in general. So perseverance, passion, and keen. I mean, if you are fixed to developing that particular thing, you should be on that no matter what. So, even the natural forces of action that the student will not be thinking through. అంటే ఏదో చేసేసినాము లాంచ్ సక్సెస్ అని అనుకునే లోపే టీం బ్రేక్ అయిపోతుంది. వై? బికాస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ వచ్చింది, ఐఐటీలో వచ్చింది, ఆర్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ యూ కెనాట్ ఈవెన్ రెసిస్ట్. వద్దు పోవద్దు మనం కలిసి చేద్దాము అనడానికి కూడా ఉండవు. బికాస్ we will be dealing with, as an entrepreneur, student, not a student, as an entrepreneur, one will be dealing with a lot of uncertainty. And we are not sure. Product ready chesina, market chesina, but will we be able to sustain his career also, his friend's career also? వాళ్ళకి జీతాలు ఇచ్చే పొజిషన్ ఉందా? Or can I pay good salaries to them? It's all very uncertain. So you let them go. And then your team is suddenly broken. And then you are left with nothing. Right? So building teams is also very important in the country. And they are very solid way just gone. And one more thing, sir. Each one teach one concept laga. Okasari if you are guiding a team, guide them throughout their life cycle. And towards their entrepreneurial life cycle. Their entry దగ్గర నుండి exit వరకు guide them. And I want, without technical skills, we cannot guide. So I have put in a lot of effort. It's not easy. and it's not very, what I should say, uh, personally benefiting also. Nobody will pay you extra to learn something. Nobody will pay you extra, to have a particular skill set that can help these students. But you should still be doing it. And you will not be fairly compensated for your effort, definitely, in the initial days. No. But this knowledge that you carry will last with you forever, right? And they will remember you forever, right? And there will be success stories to your portfolio of startups that you will be from here on be guiding them with, right? So, ma'am, so inkokati there usually in my student days lo kuda their favorite students ఉండేది, favorite teachers ఉండేది, favorite professors ఉండేది. ఓన్లీ వాళ్ళకి మాత్రమే బాగా ఓపెన్ అవుతారు స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎవరైనా. సో వాళ్ళతో ఉన్నప్పుడు just talk them through entrepreneurship, talk them through innovation, right? Atla kalisiనప్పుడు, talk them about their career. For example, Ashoka School of Business కొంతమంది స్టూడెంట్స్ వచ్చారు 3 weeks ago. So ఆ టైంలో when I was doing a session, at the end of the session I asked, do your friends know what you're doing, right? What you want to do? How do you want to plan your career? No. Does he know what you're doing? No. Does she know what you're doing? No. Then mali anni chuste same college, same batch, same friends. So until you take the topic up, until you remind them, until you talk about it, others will not know. They could have collaborated already and formed a team already and then come up with a solution already by now. 4 years is a very long association. 4 years and the long association low, the trust that you gain among friends, the team, the capability and the insights that you know about a person, right? And the complementing capabilities that can add to the team. అది అప్పుడే ట్రాన్స్పరెంట్ గా అర్థమవుతుంది co-founders కి. Because if you're looking for a co-founder, how do you trust the other person? How do you know that particular boy or a girl has that particular skill set or not, right? You don't know these things. But ఇప్పుడు ఎవరితో తెలియని వాళ్ళతో బిజినెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేసేదానికంటే వీళ్ళందరూ మనం ట్రావెల్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడే మనం కెరియర్ ప్లాన్ చేసుకొని దాన్ని ఎట్లా ఆ టీమ్స్ బిల్డ్ చేసుకొని %50 of uncertainty outside environment. Outside environment includes your startup, new product development, మన product అంటే the possibility of success of a particular product. Everything is uncertain. What is certain? My capabilities are certain. My team is certain. My product is certain. My intellectual property is certain. My legal compliances are certain. Right? My mentor is certain. These are certain elements. So, asalu facing uncertainty in the market is an everyday task అయితే అంత అన్సర్టైనిటీ నుండి మీరు 50% అన్సర్టైనిటీ తీసేసుకున్న వాళ్ళు అవుతారు ఇఫ్ యూ బిల్డ్ ద రైట్ టీమ్స్ ఇన్ ద కంటెక్స్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది స్టూడెంట్ కూడా చూస్తే అండ్ స్టిక్ టుగెదర్, ఎంకరేజ్ దెమ్ టు స్టిక్ టుగెదర్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. అండ్ ఇంకొకటి, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ entrepreneurship ki small businesses ki teda enti. If somebody thinks he started a business and he thinks he himself is an entrepreneur. No, what is the difference between an enterprise and a small business? Ante small business okate tea stall open cheste is a small business. It is scale open chese oka 100 tea stall meer through open cheste adi is an enterprise, right? So the only differentiating factors that differentiates a small business from an enterprise are 3 things. Accountability, marketability, accountability of the process, marketability of the product or a service, scalability of the enterprise. Accountability of the product or a process, marketability of the product or a service, and scalability of the enterprise. ఇది at a scale చేసినప్పుడు that is considered as entrepreneurship. You're not offering, అంటే this is why I tell people entrepreneurship is basically offering a solution. Problem ఎక్కడ ఉంటే solution అక్కడ ఉంటుంది కదా. But problem is in a different market ఉన్నప్పుడు solution కూడా ఆ market లో ఉండాలి. That is where scalability element lies there. Where if you are not if you are not focusing on resolving a problem with your product or a service or an experience that you are planning on offering, then it is a small business. ఎందుకంటే it is only catering to, అంటే అక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది, you are not looking at the society. The society element adds to the definition of entrepreneurship. అక్కడ society is not involved. అక్కడ only self is involved. Self interest only is involved. ఏది as a single unit పెట్టుకుంటే as long as I'm happy. Now here scalability ఎందుకు అంటే society ఎందుకు ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతుందంటే you're creating employment. You're creating opportunities. You're increasing the efficiency of local economies. Yeah. So ivanni comes under the advantages of the contributing factors to entrepreneurship in scalability of a small business. Okay. Guys, any doubts? Okay, sure. Hello.
Participants, you may ask any question to Dr.
Yes. Just feel free. Very casually. East face entrance. Hello.
Sir, some other voice.
Yes. Hello. Yes. Thank you for bearing with me. Yeah, I'm open for question and answers. Now we have covered most of the topics, right from product development to service development. What is the product? What is an experience? What is the solution? Yeah. And we have covered few tools. Yeah, we have covered the context, the broader picture, the broader framework. We have also covered, how a new product development should be done. Yeah, we have also covered, team building in student context and guiding the student appropriately in a stage-wise manner, right? So, yes, now I am completely open to you. I am all yours, guys. Hello.
Sir, one question I want to ask. It may be a personal question.
Go on, sir.
Your field is a dental field.
Yes.
And then how come you became the...
Absolutely. The need is the mother of all effort annatuga. So I graduated as a dental surgeon. Immediately during the graduation phase, I founded Telangana Dentist Forum. And Telangana Dentist Forum is a statewide body for all dentists. And then from there on, we were doing, under my clinic I have established my clinic also at High Tech City. And from there on, I got exposed to the corporate environment. And I've been the delivery arm for corporate social responsibility activities in dealing with camps and all. And eventually, in doing so, I've also conducted my research. I worked with Health Systems Global and WHO, and I'm the author for Electronic Dental Records and Basic Surveillance Systems. UMRI, Unique Medical Repository Index, has been defined for dental records by me actually. So that opened a couple of other opportunities. So that made fear. Am I good enough? Am I good enough to hold all these things? Is my skill set appropriate enough? Then as soon as I realized that, I did statistical quality control and operation research from Indian Statistical Institute. And then as soon as I did that, when my money was directly involved in the small establishment that I got engaged at a very early age, then I thought I should not listen to or go by chartered accountants or what others are saying, especially when it is in terms of money. So let me also learn about finance And then I finished MBA Finance, right? And parallelly, these were all parallel. I was learning, executing, and while executing, I was identifying the lack of skills in me, and then I was compensating that with another program. And immediately, I did my master's in public health. And while I was establishing the hospital and in running the hospital, I was dealing with many managerial issues. So I was doing some management development programs as well. So as soon as that, I recently finished topped the university, with an MBA technology management. Because as I saw, the future is all technology-based companies, technology-based startups. That's where things are running. And during these times, I also have invested on multiple startups personally. Uh, like you can download our e-commerce app, Smile Store India, but then that is an e-commerce site for dentists only, right? And we are offering products and services for dentists, back-end products, back-end laboratory services. So Max Dental Innovations is one of my investments. Pakodi and Politics is one of my small-time investments. Oliver Cafe is one of my investments. I have established Cross Family Healthcare and Scarlet Healthcare. That's an excellent team that takes care of itself today, with 26 doctors team. And from there on, many other opportunities opened up to me, like being an innovation fellow with Usmania Technology Business Incubator. And with my managerial acumen, over a period of time, all my investments have exponentially grown. And over a period of time, in a sense, in about 6 to 8 years, not very long. Yeah, so exponentially grown, and I've invested and divested my money into few other startups like Isidore Technologies. It's an AI ML based industry 4 startup, right? Uh, so in again dealing with the startups, in dealing with the finances, in dealing with different stages of where these startups are, in incrementally investing in other startups as well. So I can differentiate between one startup to the other at what stage each startup is, and how to resolve these issues. Now all the know-how is through fear, basically fear of losing money on the startups that you have invested, and the self-interest. See, why not? Why not? Let's grab this opportunity to learn one more thing. Let's grab this opportunity to learn that thing, this thing, and all. So I'm currently also a company secretary intermediate. I finished intermediate. I'm planning on finishing PS as well next year. So I have basically 3 masters. Graduated as a dentist, but then I have masters in public health, masters in technology management, and masters in finance. This was such journey, and it's a continuous thing. Once you're on it, you'll have to be ziddi andi. There will be lot of opportunities, and then there will be lot of threats or industrial threats or environmental threats will try to ruin your investment, right? And how to deal with that. For example, immediately there is a change in rule or in something, and it is affecting your finances. If you have to comply to that, how do you cope up with that? You know, such things. And it's basically self-interest and fear of losing money. Actually, made me these things. There should be fear only. Manishiki, they say, fear and love are the only two what they call inspiring elements. Either love can inspire you, love of doing something can inspire you, or fear of losing that can inspire you. Only these two are the major inspirational factors for a human being at that. So Allah was my journey. May I know about you, sir? Hello.
Hello, sir. We are from Gokraj Rangraj Institute of Engineering and Technology, organizers.
Yes. Sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. Go on, sir. Go on, sir. You're live. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Are you there?
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. I'm here, sir. Hello. I'm on the call, sir.
మీకు షేర్ చేస్తాను మీకు ఐడియా వస్తుంది
హలో
అరేంజ్మెంట్స్ అన్ని
చెప్పండి సార్
అన్ని పెడతాను కింది పెడతాను వేసి పెడతాను రెండోది మీరు
హలో
Hello.
Go on, sir.
Sir, you're
Go on, sir. I'm excited to know more about you. Go on.
Sharat, sir.
Sir, చెప్పండి sir. Hello. I can hear you, sir. Kani, I think you're muted. Am I audible now? Am I audible now? Super. Fantastic. Fantastic. Sir, I would like to know more about you guys. Because before going to war, I would like to know all the missiles that I'm carrying. You're all very powerful dignitaries, right? You're all very learned. Yeah. Except I want to know how each of us can
Sharat,
build
sir,
a.
you are not audible.
Yes. Sir, I'm not audible.
నా ఫోన్
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, I think I'm audible, no?
Not audible. Sir, can you turn on your video so that we can take a small snap?
Sure, sure, sure. Yes. You're out there?
No audio from your side, sir.
Still none?
Anyway, we will continue as the time is lapsing. We'll
Right, right.
conclude the.
Yes,
no?
let's conclude it. Let's conclude it. I would like to know more about you
Right,
all
sir, right,
in
sir.
person. Yeah? Please do it. Please do it.
Thank you, Dr. Sarath Chandra, sir, for the wonderful explanation about the success stories of different entrepreneurs. And these are very interesting, and they create enthusiasm among the students and participants also, so that everybody is inspired and look into these startups and entrepreneurships. Thank you so much for sparing your time. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you all very much. But you know what? Let's do it together. That's what I'm saying. Let's do this together. Meeru, you're all very learned people. It's all about channeling
Thank
you
to
all
the
into the
participants.
right direction.
Tomorrow we'll meet at 9:15 for the next session, and
Yes,
feedback
sir.
link is given in the chat box. You can fill it, and the link will expire by 4 o'clock today. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all.